Gloves. I'm here with David Haye. David, we're here in the Port Plaza Hotel where you've announced a joint venture with Ringstar Sports, Richard Schaefer. First of all, we've seen you in the media quite a lot as a pundit. Was this always something you were thinking about getting into the promotional side of boxing?
Yeah, it's always been. I always have been. You know, I've always promoted my own fights. Hayemaker events have always been my promotion, my team. You know, I've got a great team of people working behind the scenes, making sure these shows happen, making sure that my face is out there, my name's out there, and making sure they promote me. So it was a perfect strategic alliance to team up with Richard Schaefer, who's arguably he's the man behind Floyd Mayweather. You know, he's the man who's promoted all of Floyd's fights since how long? Since
2007.
2007. So yeah, for 10 years he's been promoting Floyd's fights, and we all see how Floyd's name and brand is, up there shining. So if there was anybody I was going to team up with, it was that man. And I obviously saw what he did with Golden Boy Promotions, the CEO of that company. So it was just an easy transition. We both saw boxing and boxing promotion in the same way. We both believe we had the same ethos in terms of giving empowering the fighters, making sure the fighters who generated a big pot get the large majority of that pot. And the world of boxing is filled with murky characters who.
Do you want to name any?
But I don't want to name any. There's no need to. I think people know who's who.
Let me take out my list.
It's a murky world, boxing. And in the 14 years I've been a professional, and I met a few. I met some good people in boxing. I'm not saying they're all bad. There's some great people, some good promoters, good managers, good agents, matchmakers. Television executives. There's a lot of good people out there, but a lot of the time, fighters, I personally don't believe, get a fair shake. They generate in huge pots, and they're not quite receiving what they're generating. And what we've set up is something very, very unique, very different. And we're looking at empowering the fighters, making sure that the future talent, with the experience of the 14 years I've been a professional, and Richard's experience, we truly believe we can take a fighter from the amateurs to a global pay-per-view superstar. I'm 100% confident. What about you?
Absolutely, and I
He's
think
done it already.
and I think what I wanted to do when I got back into boxing is to really build up a global platform like it has never been done before, because you have promoters who are very regional, sort of like captive to a particular country. There is the Carises in France, there is the Warrens and the what's the other guy's name?
Matchroom,
yeah. Barry, not really Eddie. I mean, Barry is the guy.
Eddie's up front. Eddie's on the top table.
Anyway, so we have those guys, and then you have in the US, you have some guys. So it's like very regional, but what we really wanted to do is build up a global brand. Why? Why is that important? Well, if we sign a fighter here in the UK and we have access to the best TV in the US, we have now access to the best TV in France as well, and pretty soon in other countries as well, we have the eyeballs in those different other parts of the world to build these young fighters up very quickly as global superstars, and not just like regional or national fighters. And that's what we want to do. I mean, we need to keep in mind, if we sign a young British fighter, for example, the home market is here in the UK. It's important to build them up here, to build the fan base up here, to keep having them fight here. But it's equally important to maybe in the beginning to have them fight once a year in another place, be it the US, be it in France, be it in Mexico, wherever it is, and start building up that international acceptance for these young fighters.
David, were you at the press conference with Tony Bellew, ripped into Eddie Hearn? Was that what you was alluding to, though, the fact that setup, their framework, doesn't favour the fighter in the way that you're
Listen, Eddie's been around for a little while now. He's done some good stuff. He's made some amazing events, some good shows. And good luck to him. But I'm focusing on my thing. I speak to the fighters. I don't just read press conferences about what the fighter thinks. I speak to the fighters directly, so I know how the fighters feel they've been treated, whether the fighter believes they're getting a fair shake, and fighters seem to trust me. They know I'm not aligned to any one promoter. So if a fighter's with a big name promoter, he feels comfortable to come and speak to me and says, David, have a look at my contract. I said I was going to get this, but but I only ended up getting this. Why do you think that is? And so I kind of have their back a lot of the time. And I know a lot of fighters, and these fighters understand I've been through it and I've done it on my own. I've had the whole boxing fraternity hoping I fail at every stage. My last couple of fights, everyone was hoping they'd fall on their face, but we got great viewing figures, great attendance. It was a big, huge success. And fighters see me doing my thing outside of the usual network of the go-to guys in boxing, and they respect that. They respect I've done it my own way. And now that I've obviously teamed up with Richard Schaefer, the guys that we've talked to have that extra bit of confidence that not only am I going to do the right thing, but I've got the infrastructure around me to make sure we can not only make him a British success, but we can make him a worldwide global superstar, pay-per-view superstar. That's what we want to do. We want to take someone from their first professional fight and take them all the way through. It can be done. Between the two of us, we know more than enough to make that happen. We've both proved it in our own rights.
Is there a risk of saturation in the marketplace? Promoters?
No, I don't believe
fights?
so. There's enough fighters out there. There are many fighters who need a home, who need the right backing. And I believe, the more promoters, the merrier. I don't believe that there should be a monopoly with one promoter. I think multiple promotions are healthy for the sport. It's nice to, when someone comes to speak to us, they can then go and speak to 2 or 3, 4, 5, 10 different promoters to compare what they've got. And if someone else can give them a better deal, then I wish them nothing but luck. And I will continue to give them advice, because I'm for the fighter. I'm not. If someone doesn't sign with me, I'm not hoping they lose. I'm wanting to fan their flame. I've made my money. I've done my thing in boxing. I've won my titles. I want to assist other fighters to do that myself.